Wealthsecrets. Good morning and welcome to today's Wealthsecrets Mentorship Mindset class. And welcome to today. All right, my name is Coach Dan and I'm going to be your host for this morning. And it's always a privilege for me to be given the opportunity to share in an amazing community. And you're welcome to today's class once again. Okay, we have actually been on a series, all right, for this week. And that is the 3 keys to life change, all right? The 3 keys to life change. And that series started on a Tuesday, all right? So it's been an amazing class, I must tell you the truth. Okay, I know some of us are expecting the videos to be out just so we can go and partake in that. Don't worry. We're trying to lump all the videos together for the entire series. And hopefully by today or tomorrow, the video will be out. I mean, you just don't want to miss that. But just a quick recap for the sake of those who probably missed out on those days. Dr. Afolabi, with the main host of the program, started with giving us the very first key, which was find out on how things work. All right, find out on how things work. Before you venture into any area you want to develop success around that area, it is important you find out how things work. And in doing so, guys, you must be willing to study. If it's about wealth creation, you need to study how to create wealth. Whatever area, whichever area it is that you're trying to venture into, you need to find out how things work. You need to get a clear purpose, you need to get a clear understanding, all right, before you go ahead and venture into it. So that's the first point that you need to take note of. Now, a very quick one. The second point is you need to get to work, guys. Now, having found out how things work, having the knowledge on how things work in that particular area or particular field that you want to go into, you need to get to work. Guys, action is what gives back to success. It's not just enough for you to know how things work. It's not just enough for you to have the theoretical knowledge. You need to put the knowledge into action, all right? And you need to develop a game plan. In the course of achieving this, you need to act, ladies and gentlemen. Your success is in the action you put in. And that's why he said to us, I remember vividly well, your learning should not lead to knowledge, but learning should lead to action. So having known how things work, you need to act on them. You need to develop your game plans. If you don't do so, then there is no how you will be able to achieve the success that you desire. So it's an amazing class. A lot of nuggets were dished out. You know, you have to develop the childish curiosity. You need to be excited. You need to have faith, a whole lot. So I want to encourage you to probably get back and go through those videos, and you're going to learn a lot. So today we'll be talking about the third one, the third nugget. And I remember our topic for the week is the 3 key steps to life change. So we've talked about the first one, which is find out how things work. We talked about the second one, which is get to work. I've been putting the action. And today, I'll be talking about the third one. And guess what it is? Guess what it is? Don't try to beat the system. Ladies and gentlemen, don't try to beat the system. Now, this might not sound very interesting, as it is a norm for people to naturally want to beat the system, as it is a norm for people to naturally want to navigate through shortcuts. But you see, what we're trying to teach us here in this class is this. You can achieve success with integrity. You can achieve success with what? Integrity. Now, irrespective of maybe others are doing it, because majority of people are doing it doesn't make it right. So what we're saying to you this morning is this. For you to be able to attain that level of success, you need to understand that you must not try to build a system. Don't try to develop shortcuts by cheating others, by beating the system. We're simply saying, don't try to avoid things you were meant to have done. All right, sometimes as a business owner, maybe part of what you're meant to do as a responsible business owner is to pay your tax. And you're thinking that, oh, if I go pay my tax now, it's going to affect my profit, or let me not do it. But this is what I said this morning. This is what I said. I said, when you try to beat the system, you attract much more risk, all right, than you get a reward. That's the truth. When you try to beat the system, you attract much more risk than you get in reward. And guess what? if the danger of the risk hits you, guess what? It might wipe out the entire progress you have made. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I want to share with us this morning is this. Do not try to defraud the system. Now, if you're an employee in an organization, try to understand this clearly, ladies and gentlemen. In as much as we want to attain some level of success, we want to do it with dignity, we want to attain this level of success with integrity. So if you're an employee, don't try to beat the system. Don't try to fraud the system. Now, in whichever area you're trying to develop success in, if you're a student, for example, don't encourage yourself to say, look, I want to plan to cheat in the exam hall. Instead, go study, go read your books. That's what we're saying this morning. I mean, if you're a new business fellow, you want to go into business, do not try to beat the system. There's the popular saying that if you can't beat them, join them. We're saying you can achieve success with integrity. You can achieve high-level success with your moral standing, still faith head up. It does not matter if you are the only one standing. This is what I always tell people. Always try to be on the right side of the law. Always try to be on the right side of the law. And you not trying to beat the system, there are some nuggets I just want to share with us that will serve as a guide, that will serve as a reminder for us. All right? Understanding that, look, I want to attain success in this area. I mean, these are the things I need to do that will checkmate my activities in making sure I am on the right track. That will checkmate my activities in making sure I am doing the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things you must always do is this. Number one, I said this morning, pay attention to details. In building your success, in striving towards achieving that goal you want to achieve, always pay attention to details. Don't overlook certain things. You want to start a new business. Now, we've told you, find out how things work there. Right? And in finding out what this is to do, you study. Now, having studied to know how things work, you need to pay attention to details. Don't ignore. Don't say, oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, this is how people do it. No. If you have to get your legal framework, you got to get your documentation done, get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to details. No matter how little those things are. Because these are things that the boomerang effect, all right, might be bigger than the reward you're trying to save, ladies and gentlemen. So pay attention to details. Don't ignore those little things and say it doesn't really matter. I mean, everybody does these things. I mean, we are in Nigeria, as a common saying, all right? You can be different, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're saying. Understanding this class, we are not just teaching you to be successful, but like I said, we're teaching you to become successful with integrity. So get to be different. Pay attention to details. Understand those little things that could drag your business back one way or the other. You know, as a business coach, I've had the privilege to interact with a lot of business owners. And one particular client shared an experience with me years back, and I just feel I should just share with us this morning. Okay, the guy said to me, look, I started my business is into telecommunications, all right? He started by selling phone gadgets, all right? He started by selling phone gadgets, you know, and over time, his business has grown to a point where he now imports phones and phones accessories, okay? So he said to me, one of the experiences he shared with me was that, you know, he realized that each time maybe he cheats someone, maybe someone comes to buy a particular product, and somehow, while trying to pack the product, he underpacked it, and the person has actually paid for the product. He said each time he does that, he finds out that before the week is over, he encountered losses. He encountered so much loss. He said it happened to him the first time. I mean, he just felt his normal pain. Then again, after a while, another client came and he did the same thing again. And it happened again. And I said to him, see, good enough you're able to find out where the problem was coming from. And guess what? He said to himself, he tried to build his reputation and integrity. He tried never to cheat anybody in his line of business. And over time, his business grew. So what am I trying to say to us this morning? If your business is interacting with people, don't try to cheat them. Don't try to lie to them to join your business. In doing so, you're trying to build a system. It might affect your growth in the business, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be the type that because you want a particular client, you just go as far as lying. Oh, this thing I brought it in from it was imported from China. Maybe you produce it at the back of your house. Be proud about your brand. Be able to tell the person, this is what I did. This is what is involved. This was how it's come about. All right. So all of these are things you need to understand, that in achieving success, you mustn't try to beat the system. Now, the second point I want to share with us this morning to help us maintain our integrity in the business place and the marketplace is this: you must put value above profit. Place value above profit. Place your passion above profit. Now, if you go into the marketplace, if you go into the business place with a mindset of just making profit, then you probably want to do anything to attain the profit, ladies and gentlemen. But when you go into the marketplace, you understand that, look, I want to achieve success in this area. And one of the things you want to actually do is, I want to give out value. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. In your giving out value, guess what? Success, profit comes along with it. But you must place value ahead. So you must understand that if you put value ahead, it cautions certain things that you do. It helps to put you at check, knowing that, look, it's not just for the money. Yes, you want the money. Yes, you want to attain the success. But guess what? I want to be able to give out value. So much value that it will attract the kinds of clients I want to my business. In turn, it will attract the kind of money I want to achieve with my business. In giving out value, it will help you develop yourself. Because you cannot actually give what you don't have, ladies and gentlemen. So if you put value ahead, guess what? It helps you develop yourself, so that you need to be able to have so much value to be able to give out, ladies and gentlemen. So the second thing you must know is put value ahead. Value must come before profit. And in doing so, you see yourself being curtailed, all right, on certain excesses, certain things you would ordinarily have done, all right, but of course, you know, they are unethical. But you just say, okay, it's not just majorly for the money, but of course, understanding that if I'm giving out value, with time, it will attract the needed people that I want. With time, it will attract the needed volume of value or money that I want to achieve in life. So you need to understand that clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Put value ahead of profit. Then the last thing I want to share with all this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is this: you must be intentional about building your success. You must be very intentional. Don't just live your life like every other person out there. You woke up in the morning, you got to be very intentional, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be very intentional. Understand this clearly. For everything, there are always a consequence. For every decision you make, there are always consequences to those decisions. It could be good consequences, it could be negative consequences as well, depending on the decisions you make. I want to be able to achieve success in this field of life. I want to be able to achieve success in this particular area. You must be very intentional about it. I'm waking up this morning. These are the things, and these are the things, and these are the things I want to achieve for today. Go about your day. Go about building your business intentionally. I don't want to cheat anybody, ladies and gentlemen. I don't go out there to do business with the mind of cheating anybody. No. I want to be able to achieve success with peace of mind, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, of course, you can resonate with what I'm trying to say now. There are people around us who have achieved what seems to be success, in quotes. But guess what? They lost their peace in exchange for that acclaimed success, acclaimed wealth, as it were. And why? Because they try to change the system. They try to beat the system. But you see, if you're intentional about yourself, if you're intentional about achieving your goal, as it were, then you will understand that there is a need for me to follow the rules. There is a need for me to build myself slow and steady. They said, win the race. Now, why you should also bear in mind, sometimes we get carried away by what our colleagues have achieved. Oh, come on, this person started the same business at the same time. These are the things we've been able to achieve. Listen, that is not you. You must understand that your own destiny is different. Some people are high flyers. They start up very fast, and only like they slow down. While others start up slowly, and before you know, they pick up and their speed increase. So you have to be intentional. You have to live your life intentionally, ladies and gentlemen. Now, just as a way of closing this class this morning, Let me just share a story with us that I came across some years back when it has to do with you building your integrity and being a man of integrity. Now, there is this particular story I read about a preacher that was sent to a new location where they were trying to set up a church. All right, and in those days, the preacher goes out to evangelize every morning. In one of those mornings, as after his evangelism, he borrowed the bus to go back to where he's staying, and then he gave the bus driver his transport fare, and then the driver gave him a little more than what his balance should have been, gave him excess of what his balance would have been. Then the preacher, who of course was the one that was sharing the story, said to himself that, wow, this guy actually paid me much more. One man was, oh, keep it, all right? One man was, oh, keep it. The other man was, oh, no, refund it back to him. Then he kept having that double mind within himself. But at the point where it was about to act, he just turned to the driver and gave him the extra. So at the point he was about to alight, he just turned to the driver and give the driver the extra balance that the guy gave to him. He said that he never looked.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, a very quick one. So he said in the story that the driver looked at him and smiled and said to him, I did that intentionally to see how you value money. You know the new pastor that was posted to the town and your church is at, he mentioned the location. He said, guess what? I'll be your guest on Sunday. The man said he got back to his room. He knelt down and raised his hand up and said, God, thank you. I never knew. Sorry, my network at this point is just giving me some issues. All right. So the pastor said he got back to his room. He knelt down and raised his hand up and said, God, I thank you. I didn't lose a soul over some few pennies. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to be very intentional about things you do. Because we are not just here to live our life and achieve success. We are also here to impact others. Understand this clearly. You're a role model to someone. They are looking up to you. You might not know them, but there are people that are looking up to you. So you must understand this. And this will help you to live your life intentionally. Understand the 3 keys. Step 2, life change. The first one we have told you, find out how things work. The second one is this, get to work. All right, put in the action. And then the third one is don't try to beat the system. I just hope I'll be able to share some value with all this morning. Thank you very much for giving me the time. And over to you, Dr. Afolabi. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.